to the cloud. Perfect. Guys, where are you all tuning in from today? That's what I like to see. That's what I always love to see. I want to know what country, what city. Tell me. China, London, Kenya, South Africa. A lot of South Africa in the house. Kenya, Birmingham, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Israel, South Africa, Tanzania. Let's go. I saw some Russia there. Nottingham. Okay. We got quite a few people from China. Phuket, of course. Swaziland, let's go. Okay, guys, we're gonna go straight into it. I don't want to waste some time. Obviously, we had a morning session today, and anything that you don't follow now, that's absolutely fine, because we're gonna do another morning session tomorrow with Wasim Back to Basics, okay? So I'm just gonna run you through everything that I know, and we're gonna give you a little bit of an update, okay? A little bit of an update. So let's take you through it right now. Okay, so guys, I always like to have these tabs open. If you could see my screen, put some 111s in the chat so I know that you guys can see it, because I want to make sure that everyone is with me and on the same page. Perfect. Okay, so this is the first page I always like to look for. Why? Because I want to know what's going on. I want to know if I need to avoid a currency pair or to go with it. So guys, this is called ForexFactory, right? Anything with a red folder you want to stay well away for, okay? You don't go into a relationship with a red one. You don't want to go into this, okay? We'll keep it that simple, okay? So moving on, guys. The next website is called Live Charts, okay? What this is, it helps you see the field, the playing field, okay? Between all the currencies that we use, we've got different currency pairs, and it helps you really establish what currency you really want to look for. So as you guys know, and you'll probably see from my previous recordings, my favorite currency pair is AUD CHF. So right now I can see that AUD is weaker than the Swiss franc. It might still be dragging itself up. I mean, usually AUD is a stronger currency pair. So it will usually tend to drag it up. But right now, as we can see, the Swiss franc is stronger. Right, so guys, I just want you to be aware this is always good to look for instead, because when you're on the other tools, you know, you've got all the different currency pairs. Here you can see everything in one and pick and choose should you want to. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you guys, okay, it's called the compound plan. If some of you haven't been introduced to it, please don't forget to ask your mentors or your uplines for it. The reason why I want to show it, because I want you guys to stick to this plan always. Okay, it's so important for you guys to follow this so that you can build day to day, guys. You can't be over trading, you can't be over leveraging, you can't be, you know, taking a bigger percentage, guys, because it doesn't work. Okay, it's been trialed, it's been tested. It doesn't work like that. Okay, you need to build over time. You can't just become an overnight success. So I want you guys to really take this seriously and go into this. So the minimum, right? The minimum required for the broker that I'm going to be showing you is $50. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the minimum and quickly skim over it. Some people, you know, they put 200. The more you put, the more you can trade with, right? So the minimum required is $50. Okay, we're going to be trying to make 8% a day. So what's required of 8%? Because we're not allowed to trade more than 3% of your account. What does that mean? That means that if you are on $50, you should be trading on $1.50 to begin with. It will grow over time. And trust me, I have a lot of people on my team who have grown their accounts since. Okay, but for now, it will be $1.50. That means you need to make 6 to 8 trades a day to complete it. That's it. Guys, that's it. All right, we've got a 90-day game plan, but I just want to show you the first 30 days so you build up. Okay, we reinvest the money because we keep it in so that you can keep building. And we obviously don't trade on the weekends because the market is closed. This is how much you can make in the first 30 days, right? Add another 15. Add just another 15, right? You get another 1,000. Why? Because it's always by the percentages, it keeps growing. So as your account grows from the 8% that you're margining, you will also be able to risk your 3% and it will actually be bigger than what it was the previous day. Okay, right. As I told you, we've got a 90-day game plan. So if you keep discipline, you stay on course, you don't overtrade, you don't revenge trade, you can get to $50,000, right? And all you have to do on your first day is just make that first $4. That's it. That's it, okay? I know it doesn't sound a lot because you're starting with not really much to start with, but you have to gradually grow your success. You can't just decide, to try and overtrade, because what happens is we as humans naturally will make a mistake. That's okay. And it's okay to make a mistake, guys, because we fall forward. That's why we only risk 3% of our account every time. Because if we fail one time, but we're still succeeding 9 times, we're still going to grow our account overall. But guys, if you risk more than that 3% and you decide you're going to risk 50% of that account, and it's that one time that you fail, what's going to happen? You've blown your account. Okay, so guys, this is really important that you take this in. Okay, because as you gradually grow, and yes, it will take time, but what's this against to a 9-to-5 job, guys? The hours that you put in. So please take this seriously, like you would take any job, anything that you really have passion for seriously, because once you stay on that course and you stay disciplined, I promise you, it will show in the results that you get, okay? So that being said, I'm going to quickly move on. The tools that we use, guys, if you haven't seen this before, this is called HourGlass. Okay, this is the tool that we use to read our charts, right? It comes in many different forms. Let me try and minimize this because it's a little bit frustrating. There we go. Guys, if you need to minimize as well your screen, just press Control minus on the screen, and it will zoom out all of this, okay? It'll make it smaller, it'll make the graph bigger, which is exactly what we want. So we're looking for, anything that is going on an uptrend or downtrend. What that means is, can you see, guys, if it's a red candle, it means it's going down. If it's a blue candle, it means it's going up. What I'm looking for is an uptrend or a downtrend. I'm not trying to argue with it, okay? I'm genuinely don't want to argue with it. Why? Because I found a system that works for me and the type of style trade that I'm looking for, because about 99% of the time you're going to succeed. Why? Because you know the direction that it's going. If you're trying to just argue between it, it's not going to happen. Okay, so what I'm looking for is a downtrend or an uptrend. So anything, can you see it's consecutively with red candles going down. Now every graph, guys, doesn't just go straight up, and it doesn't just go straight down, it zigzags, and that's perfect for us, because what that means is when it does come back down before it continues going up on its uptrend, that's the time we're going to go in. Okay, we're going to take those pullbacks, and that's how we're going to win those trades and profit from these graphs. Okay, so again, essentially what I want to do is I'm looking for a good uptrend or a downtrend. All right, guys, if you don't understand what this means, this is called a candle. Each candle is 5 minutes. Okay, what you see these lines are, they're called the wicks. So what that means is it could have gone up and then come back down to where the candle is laying. Okay, if you see underneath, it means it went down and came back up to where it now stayed. Okay, so the block is where it ended up in those 5 minutes, and the wick is where it moved up to and came back down to, or came back up to, depending on the side of the wick. Now, why did I say 5? We've got a timer here. Okay, you can change it, but I prefer staying onto the 5 minutes. And you can see, guys, there is a timer here all the time. So look, we're on a 30 seconds left. Every 5 minutes, we need to refresh the candle, okay? Another thing that I want you guys, I know I'm going really fast, but because I'm recording this, I know you guys are going to be able to pause it and take notes. So every 5 minutes is a new candle. We don't trade within the last minute of the candle. Why? Because we don't know what the next candle does, and we don't know what direction it can move to. So we want to always stay cautious within the last minute when we do take a trade, right? Look, new trade, new candles come out. Can you see, guys? New candles come out. But what we can't see is this on the new candle. That's why we need to refresh every time. Now, what does that mean? Can you see that it says a call score 3? Sometimes it may say put score. There you go, put score 3. What that means is it's showing the strength of the direction it's going. So unfortunately, I don't know why it's not been fixed, but when it says put score, okay, on the AUD currencies, okay, ADCHF, AUDJPY, ADNCD, on this hourglass, it means that it's going in an upward direction. And you can tell because the candle is blue, okay? The candle is blue. When it's a call score with the AUD currencies, it will say a call score. It means it's going down, okay? Now, what are the scores? Okay, in the past, we used to have to, count all our points. We used to have to say, you know what, it says AUD is 37, CHF is 50. That means, it's not as strong as the other. So that's 1 point or half a point. What direction is it? Above the Bollinger, which is this red line instead of the lower Bollinger? Is it above the RSI, which is this, the top, guys? Stochastics is the bottom. Is it above the Bollingers? We all have to count these points. Now they've simplified it for us, okay? So all you have to do is now see how strong this is to know how well it's going to move in that direction. So put score 4. This thing should be flying. So if I move over to pocket option, the broker that I'm using, I should be seeing this go up, which I could see right now, okay? Now, moving on to the broker, I want you guys to make sure that you have all set this up correctly, okay? I'm very, very excited for you guys because this is where we get into the bread and butter. So guys, if you don't have this, okay, because you can see I've got quite a few indicators on, what I want you guys to do is, you see how you have the currency pair? I want you to move one to the right and open it up. What you'll see is it says candles, which you're most likely going to be on if you've just set up your account. I want you to change it to line. So this is how it originally looked. I want you guys to move it to line because it's much more accurate. You can see what entry points you really want to get in on, okay? So yeah, once you've done line, you can either put show area, not. I decided not, that's my preference. Then I want you guys to move over one more down to the right. Now you'll see these are all the indicators. They're in alphabetical order, column by column. So what I want you to first do is open fractal, okay? Fractals are these little arrows that are popping up everywhere. What it will show probably that it's on number 2, like this. What they mean, or what they originally meant, okay, is every time it hits the green, the top one, it's supposed to shoot back down. Every time it hits the red, it's supposed to shoot back up. But you can see, guys, it doesn't do that all the time. It's not that accurate. What I use it for, okay, is to pinpoint quickly on the graph areas that it keeps tapping to and changing, so I can find a good support or resistance. What is a support and a resistance, guys? So a support is a floor, as you can see here, and resistance is a ceiling. So guys, can you see this is a good support zone? Why? I can see that there's an arrow here, it's touched here, and it's touched here multiple times. So if I look to the right where my cursor is now, and I follow this line, I could see 276 is a good support zone, a good floor. Now, why did I say the arrow? Guys, I'm zoomed out right now. If I zoom into the screen, which I can use on a laptop by just opening, I can actually see that it does go down to the arrow. Can you see that? It was just a sharp dip. So guys, when you're using this broker, make sure that you can see, zoom out to see the bigger picture, and then zoom in to get into the details, okay? So moving back to the fractals, what I want you guys to do is set it to 5. So you hit the pencil, what I've just done with my cursor, and then move it to 5 so you have less on your screen. Why? You don't need so many distractions. You just need good major points. So I'll give you an example. Here you can see it's touched multiple times, or just down low here. So these are just things to take into account when you're looking into marking up your chart quickly, okay? The next indicator I want you guys to put on, okay, is go back on, and I want you to click RSI, okay? It should be in the 3rd column on the right at the top. I want you guys to set it to number 5. And then I want the styles to be 80, 50, and 20, okay? So once you opened up the pencil again, you can move from input to style, and I want you guys to put 80, 50, and 20, okay? It will help read the chart better, okay? This is like a little cheat sheet. Then what I want you guys to do is, again, open up and click the Williams %R, okay? When you see it, it should be the second to last one. If you're on a phone, if you're on a laptop, it should be the 3rd column on the right at the bottom in alphabetical order. Then I want you to change it to, I want to change it actually myself now to 20. That's what I'm going to be doing. It's a bit more accurate. And then that should remain the same. It should say 20, 50, and 80. So as far as I remember, that's how it should be set. And then this is the new one, guys. This is my fun update, okay? This is the fun update. So again, guys, if you can't keep up, that's absolutely fine. It's going to be recorded. I just want to skip through this quickly because I want to make sure that everyone is reading this properly. So again, I'm going to quickly brush over. You just need to have your indicators open. Fractals, okay, RSI, Williams, and this new one that I can't wait to show you guys, momentum, okay? I want you guys to have it in that order open. Fractals, RSI, Williams, and momentum, okay? So it should look like this, okay? As I told you, fractals should look like this. The setting, right? The setting should be 5. On RSI, it should be 5. And the styles should be 80, 50, 20. Okay, when you open up the pencil again on Williams, you can change it to 20. And then momentum, if I'm correct, Wasim has told me we're changing it right now to 10. Okay. If I'm correct, we change it to 10. So what we need to do when it comes to momentum, again, you open up the pencil. I know it won't look like this, okay? What it will look like is this to begin with. And this is something that we've been trying to work on for months and we didn't realize, but we finally did. When you go to the styles, you click the settings icon as you saw me just do right now. And then you can change it to line on figure. I've set it to 2 pixels so it stands out a bit more. You don't want it too much because then it's too thick. But I've put it to 2 myself. And then you put it to inputs 10, okay? Right? What the RSI and Williams do, okay, when you're matching it, okay? Because what we want to do is we want to mark up our chart. So like I told you, I could see, you know, it could hit down as 795. It could come back down, but it's going on an uptrend. So what you'll notice is most of the time, RSI and Williams keep tapping the top. What we're waiting for is both RSI and the Williams to be in line and touch the bottom Bollinger. That means you will know that it's about to go up straight after, okay? Now that's something we always knew in the past. My new update, right, is a little bit more accurate. Why? Because it doesn't mean that we go in as much, but it's a lot more accurate. In the past, I've always told you guys, you know, when you see something shoot drastically up, it's more than likely going to shoot back down as fast. I never understood why it happened, but I understood that there was a momentum behind it. And thinking about it, for months on end, an indicator actually popped up called momentum. And here we are. And this is what this is at the bottom, okay? So you'll see if we're going on an uptrend, you'll notice at one point, this momentum will be the first out of all 3 that will drop, and it needs to be at the very bottom of the chart. Once it's touched it, there's no way but up to go, right? So you want all 3 of these to be in line. Can you see this? Once they're all in line, you know that you can go happily click the higher button and go in. If it's vice versa, if it's on a downtrend, you're waiting for it to reach the top and then click the put button, okay? This is if it's on a downtrend or an uptrend. Again, we're not trying to argue if it's consolidated or in between. We want to make sure we're getting accurate results. So again, I want to brush over it. Fractals is there to help you read quickly on the graph where is a good entry point, okay? So look, I could see 2 hours here, 3 hours. I could see that there is a good entry point here, but is it solid? So it helps me just verify a few areas quickly as I'm looking at the graph. Then I've got the RSI and Williams that help me match up and see every time it hits the lower Bollinger on an uptrend, you know it's about to shoot up, which it just did in front of us right now. Momentum is the thing that drags the direction, okay? It drags the direction. So can you see it's pushing down now? There it is coming down, okay? So it's in control and we use that to follow through. Now, the last thing I want to do is show you guys how to change the 1 minute to 30 seconds. Okay, so all you need to do, you can see here we've got a 1 minute timer. You can change it to 2 to 3 to 4. If you actually click on the flag, okay, you'll get your own timer up, and you can change it from whatever minute or second it is to the 30 seconds by changing the plus and minus sign. Okay, as I told you guys, we're only trying to risk 3% of our account every time. So if that's the case and you want to keep it that way, some people might want to do even 2. Okay, you click the $ and then click on the percentage itself, and you can click the 2% or the 3%, and there you have it. And every time you take a trade, it will go to the account's ability. Okay, so guys, that's as easy as it is. I promise you guys, once you get this, once you see it every time we refresh, we're going to show you guys an example. It's going to be onwards and upwards from here, because I'm very, very excited to share this with you. And I wanted to make sure that you guys have this new tool, the new update, which is the momentum, because once we've got this in our bag on top of, you know, the trades and indicators that we've already been using, guys, you're going to see your account double quickly. Okay, so I just wanted to share that new update. I'm very excited with you guys. I'm going to stop the recording right here, and then yeah, we're going to get on with our session. Let's see. Perfect.